Welcome to the Fake Friday Thursday talk show with Lindsay
and Jess.
And we're with Blue Spruce Inc., INK. We're so happy to be here. It is March in Cody, Wyoming, and we're getting 4 to 6 inches of springtime snow right now outside. And so that'll make for a beautiful spring. We're going to jump right in this morning and go to our topic of discussion. So for this Fake Friday Thursday talk show, first topic, drum roll please. Email marketing. So we're going to talk a little bit about that to begin with. So we're going to just start a little Q&A back and forth between Jess and I and answer some of the questions that people have asked us in meetings or in discovery, or we just know that are important. So here we go.
So Lindsay, why is email marketing so important to a business?
Perfect question to start with. It is so important. People don't even realize, I feel. It has literally one of the highest ROIs that there is in the industry, even compared to socials. And so it is, I would say, to keep your business relevant, to be in front of your clients and customers. It just provides this really great opportunity for you to not only talk with your customer regularly, but like get them into your long form things like podcasts, blogs, books, if you have deals or services or whatever that looks like. And the interaction rate's higher than social. So like the click-through rate of them getting into your website, right, your socials.
Yeah.
Anything else to add to that?
New product launches.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that. All right. And I'm going to ask Jess a few questions. Why do most businesses forget to do email marketing, or they started and then they stop?
Well, because they're in the grind of the daily operations. Usually, if we're talking about a small business, you don't have somebody doing it for you,
Right,
which is important, and you don't have time to do it yourself. You can get bogged down with all the different platforms out there, not knowing which is the right fit for you. And yeah, just the day-to-day operations that kind of takes away from the time to do it.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And we've also seen businesses, particularly locally, that they're growing. And so they were doing their own email marketing and things like that. And they've reached out to us and said, wow, we're growing in this area. Maybe they changed locations or whatever it is, but they need something that's a little more targeted, streamlined, has the correct amount of copy, has the formula with it, that it's not just something landing in the email inbox. Yeah. All right. Oh, I have another question for you because she'll be good to answer this one. What are the best platforms for small businesses to be using for email marketing?
So I would say MailChimp. It's been around forever. Constant Contact also has been around forever. So those are both two really good ones that continue to integrate into bigger, like they're
you're able to grow with it.
Right.
So like if you start with MailChimp, they have different subscription levels.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Squarespace, GoDaddy, Wix is another popular one. Shopify.
Yeah, and the thing about those, right, is a lot of people pick those because they integrate with like their website and their lead gen already. So like Wix, Shopify, GoDaddy, like if they're doing any sort of e-commerce, Squarespace is the same thing. And so making sure that you're using what you have available is sometimes just the exact right solution that you need instead of going out and buying something separate. So keep that in mind when you're looking into this. Like, what do I already have that's available? What about enterprise level? So we're talking a larger corporation that's gonna have, a bigger profit and loss, maybe if 100 employees or more.
Right. I would say HubSpot. It's my favorite. There's also Salesforce, which is pretty popular. Just Call, Zoho, Dynamics, and I think that's the
Right.
only ones. There's always a new one out. There's always a
Yes.
free trial that ends up turning into a disaster.
It's true.
So I warn you of that.
Yeah, I would agree with that too. And there's also going to be people, they call themselves like marketing firms, or like, and there's like two people working there.
Right.
Like, we're not a marketing firm.
We're not a firm.
we're a company for sure, because there's three of us. But yeah, being aware of those, like getting into newer ones that are lower priced, it's not always the way to go. Going with a more experienced kind of something that's connected. And like MailChimp connects to QuickBooks. So if you're invoicing people,
Right.
or there's services that are running through your QuickBooks, then you can share the list back and forth
Right.
between those. So yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else to add to that?
And I think that they've been around forever. Like
Yes.
MailChimp, Constant Contact, like they've been around for a very long time.
Right.
So it's a more trusted than
Right.
some of the newer ones.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And the same is going to be true for ones that are baked in to like GoDaddy and Wix and all of that. Is it's secure, it's it's going through the right things, and you're going to be happy with it.
Right.
And then if someone is at the enterprise level and they're already using like Microsoft or Windows, then they could use like Microsoft Dynamics and kind of like have some flows going and all of that kind of stuff. I don't think they call it Flow anymore. It's like Power Automate or something. But anyways, yeah, great place to start.
Yeah. So what are some mistakes that you have seen businesses make?
Too much copywriting. Please stop writing and stop writing in long paragraphs that take up a whole mobile suite when you do one scroll.
And look funny.
And look weird.
Off
and
balance.
janky, and it's part of it's centered and part of it's on this side. I'm like, please stop. Yeah, and also like the wrong language. They're just in there like writing whatever, or pulling copy from their websites or from their socials. Like this is a way to this is a part of your brand and your messaging. And so there is a formulaic way to do it, and in a way that's working right now in 2025. And so I think it's really, really important to know what you're doing and why, and what the intent is, and that it doesn't look janky when it comes across. And if it does, like we all have those campaigns that go out that you're like, well, I can't retrieve that,
Right.
but then fixing it for the next role, right? And another mistake that people make is they don't upgrade their subscriptions soon enough. So maybe they started at like 100 subscribers and now they're at 1,000. They probably need a few more tools to sort out things. And so kind of going up to their whatever the next level is for that
Right.
subscription is super important.
Right.
They don't really check what it looks like on mobile and desktop.
Seen it a lot.
So you get one email on a phone, and then maybe like on a tablet or
Doesn't look the same.
a computer, you're like, oh, it's rough. Like, I don't know what this is. And then broken things, broken links. Love it. Broken links. Socials that have no activity on them. So like
Right.
don't put your socials on there if you've not been on Meta
Right.
in a year. Like
People will be scared to click the link.
mhm. And before you do email marketing, you should have a presence on social. You should start posting again for a while before you get people to your website. Same thing. Maybe you need a new website. Maybe you need a refresh. Like before you're driving traffic places with these email marketing campaigns, have it dialed in, because they're going to be looking at everything. Yeah, I'll get off my soapbox on that. But we've seen it all. Anything else to add to that topic?
I don't think so.
Yeah, and then the balance, right? Some people are like, I want this to be beautiful and all graphic interface and HTML and just like, French, just the chef's kiss, and that can be great, but it can also not be what you're needing.
It should match your brand.
It should match your brand. And so thinking about, what is my brand? What is my messaging? What is my tone? And having a balance between enough copy, enough graphics, and also knowing what's working. What is working right now in that industry?
Right.
Okay, so that was a lot, all in kind of like one shot, because we're giving people what we know, but we have all of this beautiful knowledge. So where would you have people that are watching? What do they do first? Where
First
should they go?
thing you do, get your email list together.
Yes.
Step 1.
Yes. We had our intern and Jess start gathering all of the data from the CRM, from the networking cards that we picked up,
business cards,
like all over the place. Like, oh, we did services for these people and we launched them, or people who reached out on the newsletter. So making sure you have them all and have your leads, your vendors, your clients in a list. Yeah. Let's see. What's next?
Choosing a platform that fits your business or organization.
Yeah, for sure.
Sorry, I forgot my mic, folks.
That's all right. We gotcha. Yeah, and then I would say after you have your list, getting it loaded into whatever software that you chose and moving forward with it, making sure that that it's looking like it's supposed to. So Jess did that for us because she has lots of experience with it. I have experience too, but it's just like getting everyone working on the projects that are needed, and then doing with the list what you're supposed to. So if you have more questions about the list and like how to segment or how to tag or how to make different audiences, like we're here for that.
Right.
And it can get into the weeds pretty fast.
Right. And uploading it into the program can be confusing, or the platform.
Yeah.
For some people.
Yeah.
It can feel overwhelming.
Yeah. We've had plenty of people that like they started the process and then they stopped, sometimes for a while, like a month or two. And then they're like, I got to start this again. So then they'll come to us and be like, how do I even get my contacts in here? I put them in and they're totally in the wrong places, or they're not categorized correctly, whatever. So, and then I would say, there's a few other things. I'll let Jess speak to this one. What's another thing that you could think of that they should know?
Well, definitely automate your lead gen collection into an email list.
100%. So if people are stopping at your store and they put their email address in, they should get an email like
automatically
right away. And that should be like the first connect, the first touch, right? And then as you do incentives, or they get rewards, or they're getting your newsletter, like they're going to keep getting connection from you, and then they can curate what they want and what they don't want.
Right.
But so if you have more questions as we're talking about all these things, or you're like, I never even thought about that, we should get together, whatever, we've got you covered. Just reach out. But really what we want to do is thank you for being here today and joining us and learning a little bit more about email marketing. We hope you brave it and just get out there and start doing what you need to, unless you don't have a brand or socials or a website. Hold off on that. And do the first things first and get your foundation going. So thank you for joining us on
Fake Friday, Thursday Talk Show.
Have a great weekend.